Myaha wa Balobedu. Welcome to our channel. We are Balodra Goma, Relodra Goma Jabalala, and I am Khotatso Sishai. In today's video, we are going to talk about the indigenous year according to Balobedu. So a year is called Myaha in khelobedu. However, in modern day Lobedu, you will hear a lot of people using Ngwaha. That is a later development due to Northern Sotho influences. So the original way of saying a year in khelobedu is Myaha. Myaha. The year was divided into 3 seasons. The first one being Khelemo, the plowing season. The second one, Lethabula, the harvest season. And the third and last one, Mariha, which is the cold season. But however, due to introduction of Northern Sotho as a home language to Balobedu, as well as aligning the seasons to the Western system, 4 words are now used with Kirutwana, referring to spring, Khelemo, referring to summer, Lethabula, referring to autumn, and Maria, referring to the cold season or winter. When trees began to bud and some began to blossom, and one most important tree that was used as a marker of Khelemo is Monka Khelemo, as the name says. So when the scent of the flowers of Monka Khelemo filled the air and trees began to bud in general, that marked the start of the plowing season or Khelemo, but it also marked the start of the new year for Balobedu. And the first moon that rose around that period was referred to as Pebelelo. Pebelelo. And Pebelelo derives from the verb pebela, meaning to dance for joy or to celebrate. So the people, as well as nature, they were in celebration that the cold season has passed and now the new season or the new year has begun, and food will abound once more since the rains were imminent, and then they will be able to work their fields. So Pebelelo falls somewhere around September. So Pebelelo is September. After Pebelelo had passed, the next moon was referred to as Morenani, and it was in Morenani that they expected the first spring rains. So Morenani is a diminutive of the Sotho word Morena, and it means a master or a lord. So it is the month of the master. So the master that they are referring to is rain. So they called rain the master, but in some instances they will refer to rain as Muyeni, the visitor. So Morenani is October. The people praised the month of Morenani as Morenani Wabilu Jabalimi, meaning the little master of the farmers' hearts, because they were referring to rain. Once it rained, they could start farming or they could start plowing or working in their fields. After Morenani had passed, the next moon was referred to as Moseyanoni. So Moseyanoni means the laughing birds, and this was reference to the birds which became more common because now nature was green and there was food for the birds, so they migrated back to the lands and their calls were often heard in the bushes. So Moseyanoni was praised as Moseyanoni Kwedi ya Beji ba Bohale. So Kwedi ya Beji ba Bohale means the month of the fierce daughters-in-law. Just as they referred to rain as the master, they referred to lightning as well as thunders as the fierce daughters-in-law. So they expected the rain to be accompanied by thunders and lightning in this moon. And since it followed Morenani, which is October, then Moseyanoni is therefore November. After Moseyanoni, the next moon was referred to as Ngedrabusiu, and the name means the night traveler or the night visitor. And Ngedrabusiu is a species of a firefly. So these insects came out in numbers just after the initial rains of spring, and they would be seen in numbers at night. So they would praise the month saying it is Ngedrabusiu Giahofa, meaning the moon of the fireflies or the moon where the fireflies fly by. After Ngedrabusiu, the next moon was called Padro, and then Padro derives from the verb ofadra, meaning to split or to break. And reference here is because this was the first month of harvest, Vagula Lethabula, or they're inaugurating the harvest season. And around this month, they held their feast of first fruit, called Molomo in khelobedu. And they would praise the month saying Padro Masoto. So Masoto derives from Osota, which is to chew. So they were beginning to chew their delicacies or their harvest. After Padro, the next moon was referred to as Leore, and Leore refers to a light rain which is not accompanied by lightning or accompanied by any thunder. So since Ngedrabusiu is December, Padro January, Leore is February, and they would praise the month say Gelore Lamba Limurula. So Mba is the tummy, but it can also refer to pregnancy. So reference here is that the corn is getting thicker, so it resembles a pregnant tummy. And Murula is pollen, but the reference here is the beard of the maize or the corn starting to fall off. After Leore, the next month or the next moon was referred to as Dzivadila. So Dzivadila is a direct borrowing from Venda with just a little bit of alteration. So Udziva is to block, and then Dila is the Lobedu version of the Ndera from Venda, so which is the path or the road. So the month means the blocked roads, and reference here is the overgrown grass that is blocking the pathway to the plowing fields. And since it followed Loore, which is February, this one is March. After Dzivadila, the next moon was referred to as Trodro Ntrole. So Trodro refers to a load or property, and then Ntole is from the verb orola, meaning to take off something from your head. So it was in this month that the women would carry the produce with the baskets back to the homesteads. So this was the last month of the harvest season. So when the women got home, they will need help to take off whatever they are carrying on their heads. And they would praise the month saying, meaning, help me take off the load from my head. I am carrying squashes or pumpkins. So this was the last month of harvest. After Trodrontrole, the next moon was referred to as Lefa Pefo, which means the cold giver. So this was the month where Maria or the winter season was starting. So since Trodrontrole is April, Lefa Pefo is therefore May. And one of the signs which was used as a marker that the cold season had begun was the appearance of a star called Naga, which is Canopus. After Lefa Pefo, the next moon was referred to as Lefolwi. Lefolwi derives from the verb ofola, meaning to thresh. So they were threshing their corn or sorghum and threshing their millet. So because there was no more work to do in the fields, most of the work would be done at home. So they were threshing their millet and threshing their sorghum. And this was June because it followed Lefa Pefo, which was May. After Lefolwi came Lefolwani, which is a diminutive of Lefolwi, and so reference is that they were finishing up whatever threshing was left. So since it followed Lefolwi, so Lefolwani is July. The last month of the Lobedu year was Tagole, and it derives from the verb Tagola, meaning to strip off. So reference here is the strong winds of winter, which are stripping off leaves from the trees. So after Tagole had ended, that would be the end of the Lobedu year, and Kelemo would start afresh. In summary, the Lobedu months are Pebelelo, September, Morenani, October, Moseanoni, November, Ngedrabusiu, December, Padro, January, Leore, February, Dzivadila, March, Trodrontrole, April, Lefa Pefo, May, Lefolwi, June, Lefolwani, July, and lastly, Tagole, August. Dileda Gomajabalala, Mugodi Agole, Salan.